But in the meantime, New Jersey's governor is calling on the federal government to step up and, if necessary, shoot down drones that are frightening and frustrating residents. At this point, for weeks now, the large drones have appeared at night in at least 10 counties. The Pentagon, the White House, the Department of Homeland Security, no one seems able to say publicly who is controlling these drones nor why. The FBI has fielded some 3,000 reported sightings since mid-November, and police departments across New Jersey at this point are being briefed on the situation. So let's get out to NewsNation's Joe Khalil, live for us on Capitol Hill. Joe, are we any closer to finding out who is behind all this?
I really wish we could say yes, but the answer from my perch here on Capitol Hill is no. And you can understand why this story is really caught the attention of the nation. The frustration that people are feeling in New Jersey and New York, the local officials there, including, as you just referenced, Governor Murphy, that frustration is also felt here on Capitol Hill. The idea that lawmakers, even those on very high-level committees like intelligence, armed services, even foreign affairs and foreign relations, they are none the wiser about what these things are than they were a week ago. And there's frustration there that echoes what we've heard from Governor Phil Murphy. He is now saying that maybe the DOD, the Pentagon, should be more aggressive trying to bring one of these things down. We're hearing that from lawmakers, too. Phil Murphy saying this morning, quote, "We've had a really good cooperation with the feds, but we need more. At the end of the day, as good as our folks are, the feds have the most assets." That was in reference to him, again, calling for the federal government to be more aggressive in potentially bringing one or more of these things out of the sky. I've heard the same thing from lawmakers here who are now saying either the Pentagon needs to do that or needs to give authority to some other agency to do that as well. So we still don't know what these things are. The Pentagon says there's no evidence suggesting that they're a foreign adversary. According to Governor Murphy, they are very sophisticated tech. He says oftentimes when authorities put a light on them or see them, that they end up, in his words, going dark. We know there are dozens of reports of these things, and reported witnesses say that they appear to be at least the size of cars, if not larger than that, which could tell you that there's not really hobby drones that you could buy from Walmart or somewhere else that would match the description of what we're seeing in our skies. Some senators have told me that they have gotten a briefing on this. Other senators said they have not. So clearly not every member of Congress has gotten intel on this, but even the ones that have, Nichole, interestingly, will come back to us and tell us that the origin is at this point still unknown. So in that vacuum of information, we've just got people speculating about what these things are, why they're there, and where they're coming from. The government telling us that they don't pose an immediate threat to people on the ground isn't really reassuring to a lot of people who are asking the question, how do you know that if we don't know what they are or where they're coming from? And that question is shared not just by the general public, but again, by a lot of lawmakers that I've been talking to here.
Yeah, a lot of lawmakers, a lot of speculation. Speaking of lawmakers, there are reports at least one New Jersey lawmaker, Republican Congressman Jeff Van Drew. He thinks these drones could potentially be linked to Iran, and you had a chance to speak with him.
Yeah, he made some news because, again, the consensus is we don't know what they are, where they're coming from. And then he came out yesterday on another network and just flat out said, these are Iranian drones, and there is a mothership off the East Coast in the ocean from Iran where these things are coming from. So obviously all of us had questions for Congressman Jeff Van Drew. How does he know that? Where is he hearing that? When we talked to him, he sort of walked it back a little bit. What he told us was he cannot definitively say that these things are from Iran. He doesn't have any evidence, hard evidence that they're from Iran, but he says he is hearing from some of his own contacts who he tells us are high-level, high-clearance officials within the government who are speculating based on the characteristics of these drones. He believes that Iran maybe purchased drones from China, and that is what we're seeing. But the Department of Defense has shut that down. They have said, again, there's no evidence of that. They've said they don't believe there is an Iranian ship in the ocean. So this appears to have just been somewhat speculation based on, again, his own contacts. We don't know who they are, but we got him at least to clarify that with us yesterday. So again, largely still a mystery.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.